I'm so glad to say welcome to today's edition of Unity Train on Unity 93.3 FM from the hills of ZINARIYA here in Just Plateau State, Nigeria. Good morning, dear listener and our dear viewer. Today is Friday and it happens to be the
How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune into Unity TV today and let the excitement.
Suna. Glory be to God, sir.
All right, viewers and listeners, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a beautiful Friday. Jumaat Karim to Muslim faithfuls all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depending on where you are in the world, we're glad that it's a beautiful Friday. Like they say, thank God it's Friday. And people can rest from some of the hustles and bustles and pursuits of this life and have a weekend to relax. But I know in Nigeria, as in many other parts of the world, people don't even rest over the weekend. They still work and work and work. But find time to rest over the weekend, because even God rested on the seventh day after he finished creating the whole realms of the universe. He rested. So as mortal men, our body needs rest. Don't push your body too far beyond its limit. So it's a beautiful Friday, and I want to still basking in the euphoria of successful wonderful oath-taking and induction of the third set of our veterinary doctors at the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos. The news has gone nationwide on national radio and local radio and other media, across the country. And we've been receiving congratulatory messages. I want to specially thank the Induction Planning Committee. They did fantastically well for the Wednesday oath-taking and induction of the third set of veterinary doctors from the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos. And we're wishing all the new vet doctors a very fantastic career, and hope that you continue to do us proud wherever you find yourselves in the world. And we thank His Excellency, Governor Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang. We thank the Honorable Commissioner for Agric and the Speaker, Plateau State House of Assembly, and other dignitaries that graced the occasion, especially the Veterinary Council of Nigeria, without whom there wouldn't have been any oath taken. And we are so grateful to the university community, led by the Vice Chancellor, for hosting a fantastic, wonderful, memorable occasion. And it's wonderful, and we pray and hope that next year can even be better and greater. Now, let me quickly remind you, viewers and listeners, of your goals, your dreams, your objectives for 2024. Remember, they have to be SMART. SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. That book you are writing, that building project, that overseas trip, that new certificate, new skill, don't give up on that dream. Don't give up on that vision. Keep pursuing it. Remember, there will be resistance, but your persistence will break every resistance. And remember, sometimes you feel like throwing in the towel, but winners don't quit. Quitters don't win. Sometimes you try and you fail. Try again and try again. Failure is not fatal, and success is not final. The will to continue is what matters, is what counts. And sometimes there will be so many difficulties, but in the middle of difficulty, identify that opportunity. And sometimes It looks as if left, right, and center, the times are just tough and difficult all around us. But tough times never last. It is tough people that do. Go ahead, take a bold step. Invest. Take a bold step. Do something you've never done before. Take a bold step and decide that your life must change. Remember, if you are born poor, you are born in poverty, you are born poor, it is not your fault. But if you die poor, it is your fault. You must do something to change the situation of your life. So I encourage you, go out there, keep soldiering on, keep advancing, keep moving, and be the change that you want to see in the world.
Thank you very much, Professor Proveno H. Bamayi, Dean Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos, an erudite public and current affairs analyst. In the studio this morning, again, is one of my regular analysts, the man who is a just-based legal practitioner. He loves it all. There's no reasons to be biased when it comes to analysis. And so I'll let Barrister Paul Zaruma to come your way yet. Another big good morning.
Good morning, Prof. Good morning, Kurubi. A very big good morning to viewers and listeners. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are receiving these signals from. I don't know the weather situation over there, but here just is peaceful, calm. A beautiful sunny morning with 20 degrees Celsius. Thank you for having me once again.
All right, lovely. These are the issues we have for today. Okay, in a horrifying scene, migratory birds cover the sky of Italy, Rome. And this too is an issue because Radio Abibo, Danjuma Sama Abo, is putting up an initiative tomorrow, being Saturday. He calls it Radio Amibo and Friends. They'll be cleaning Faringada Bridge. There are heaps of deaths there down the river that has led to the loss of lives and several accidents. And so he saw it that it's going to be good to have the public join him and friends to do that cleaning tomorrow. Okay, the time is around 6:30 a.m. at Faringada Bridge. And they welcome all sort of supports. You can be there with gravels, with sands, with shovels, with hand gloves, just anything at all. Support Radio Amibo, support Unity FM. Let's go out there at Farangada and do what we can do without necessarily waiting for the government to do.
Farangada is the place to go. 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. tomorrow. Even if you don't have the strength to do any work, come and sing a song.
Yes.
And encourage the people walking. Even your presence is a moral support.
Yes.
If you can get pure water for those walking, bring pure water. Bring some kunu, some sobo, some biscuit, shovel, hoe, cutlass, rake. You know, all those things. Bring a wheelbarrow. Just bring something. Faringada Bridge, you know, the heap of refuse around that place, you know, and that road, we need to do something.
Yes.
In that, all the potholes, and the road is really terrible, you know, around there, and somebody has to start doing something. So, Radio Amebo has decided to do something wonderful, and let's all support him, because he has dared to be different. He decided to say, well, we've been seeing this and all of us have kept quiet. He has decided that I'm not keeping quiet. I want to do something. So please, let's support him. Tomorrow, 6 a.m., Faringada Bridge is the meeting point.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you there tomorrow. Zamfara police confirmed killing of 5 officers, 2 soldiers by bandits. Petrol marketers and NPCL counter Dangote refinery owns boycotts claims over low pricing. A couple tragically dies in converter battery explosion in Abakaliki, leaving behind a 3-year-old son, a sad one there. Fear in Zamfara community as deadline for payment of levy imposed by terrorists elapses. And just in again, another one says bandits block highway, abduct several travelers in again Zamfara. Can there ever be a day without such sad stories about Zamfara, kidnappings?
Zamfara. But before we go to Zamfara, but it looks as if it's bad news left, right, and center. Hearts go out to the family of Mr. and Mrs. George Orabel, a couple that died as a result of explosion caused by the inverter. This is what you ordinarily say is a domestic accident at Abakaliki in Ebonyi State. But why do we have inverters? It's because our electricity distribution has failed. It is because the country is still battling with 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts for the entire country. 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts is not up to what Malaysia, our contemporary, generates for only one state in the country. Or 4,000 to 5,000 megawatts is not even up to that, what they generate for only one state. And then as a country, we have political leaders who are proud of our failures. They're even telling Nigerians that we've been able to generate up to 5,000 megawatts, thereabout, from the initial 4,000 megawatts. It's a shame that we cannot provide electricity for our citizens, and they have to use inverters, because of the situation and the circumstances. And now this couple have died, Mr. and Mrs. George Orabel, and they have left their son, 3-year-old, an orphan.
It's quite unfortunate.
Because, like some people say, Nigeria has happened to them. And, when people use Nigeria in proverbial terms or as a metaphor of something evil and bad, I feel grieved at heart that anytime something evil happens, Nigerians will say Nigeria has happened to him. Nigeria has happened to her. When are we going to be able to provide electricity, provide good roads, provide water, provide health services? These are the basic minimum, primitive minimum that any government in the world will do for their people. But our politicians are not able to do it. And if they're able to just pay salary, they will come and celebrate that they have achieved something great. And in other parts of the world, apart from Nigeria, nobody talks about salary as an achievement. But I don't blame them, because in Nigeria we have, politicians that come to office, they cannot even pay salary. So when somebody pays it, he feels it's an achievement. Our heart really goes out to the families, extended family, and friends of Mr. and Mrs. George Orabel, who lost their lives, and indeed many others, across the country that have not been reported, who have died in one circumstance, or the other, because Nigeria has failed Nigerians. Now, if we go back to the northwest, Zamfara is boiling. Zamfara is the hotbed of terrorism of Nigeria. Zamfara is the headquarters of banditry in Nigeria, and that is why Matawale, the Minister of State for Defense, relocated, well, he comes from around there, to the northwest, along with the Chief of Defense Staff and the service chiefs. I hope that they're still there, because Bello Turji is daring them. He released a 2-minute 16-second video where he showed some of the people he captured, and he made at least two of them to speak and beg that the money demanded by Bello Turji, 30 million thereabout, should be paid. Otherwise they are going to be killed, could be today. Bello Turji has said he will start killing them today. In fact, one of the politicians in Zamfara has confirmed that Bello Turji has 15 local political leaders and social influencers in his custody, in captivity. And the man has said he will start execution from today if the ransom demanded has not been paid. And you still have these Bello Turji's boys blocking the roads and the highways. And in another part of Zamfara, you have these bandits. They killed 5 police officers, and 2-3 soldiers were also killed. And it looks as if they have colonized, the whole of that place. And at least 6 to 8 local government areas in Zamfara state seem to be controlled, afflicted by Bello Turji or his prodigies, people who are following after him, And it is very sad. Why? Could be, ask me, because we know his location. Are the military afraid to go and confront him? What is the problem? I don't understand what the problem is. You know this man's location. You know where he is. You know his face. You know everything about him. Why are you wasting time? The Chief of Defense Staff said he's going to get him. He has been saying that. How long you keep saying the same thing? You said it before you relocated to the Northwest. Now you've relocated, you are still telling us you will get him. You know, the military, I mean, let's be serious. If it was His Excellency, God forbid, Bola Ahmed Tinubu or Kashim Shettima that was kidnapped and is in that Zamfara forest, could be, I will guarantee you, I can guarantee you, within 24 hours, the military will enter that forest and wipe out the terrorists and rescue the president. I can guarantee you. If it was the president or the vice president or one of the senators in captivity in Zamfara State Forest, Zamfara Forest, they would have been rescued under 24 hours. Not because it is the common people. You know, they're taking their time dilly-dallying around and do all these places that they call forest. Could be, we know those places. Those are small trees, shrubs. What is this? Not a densely populated forest with high Iroko, rising mahogany and the rest trees that are reaching the sky. They are small shrubs. You can easily identify these terrorists from the air or from land anywhere and neutralize them. But we don't have a serious government. The government is not serious. If they are serious, they will have done something about this.
I really wonder what the problem is. Up till now, there seems to be more of this bad news for us in terms of terrorism in this country. It started like a play, but now it's getting out of hand. I think there's hardly any agency, even government itself, to handle it decisively as would have been handled, because it's still there. But
you know, when you keep you take a small snake and you keep feeding it, the snake will keep growing and become big, become a giant, and can even swallow you if it's a python. And that's what happened to terrorism in Nigeria. When it started very small, Mohammed Yusuf started, and then the government was dilly-dallying. They didn't take the matter serious. I remember that they used to call them ragtag terrorists, and they said that they are nothing, that they cannot do anything.
It was a debate. It was a matter of debate to call them terrorists.
Yeah, you know.
I remember at that time, senior government officials argued, even at the National Assembly. I remember in the Senate, when David Mark was the Senate president, they were arguing that they shouldn't be profiled as terrorist organization, even when countries like United States of America and some other United Kingdom have already tagged them terrorist organization.
It was a
but
big
in
deal.
Nigeria, the government was like, no, you cannot call them terrorist organization. They were just riffraff. They are just rascals. In fact, David Mark, I remember, called them rascals. They were just a group of rascals. So, and then apart from David Mark, many prominent people, even in the executive at that time, refused that these people shouldn't be tagged as terrorists. And then you can see how it has snowballed too. It's so very unfortunate that somebody far away from our territorial country we identify a terrorist while we are still living in denial. And that is the danger about living in denial. Living in denial doesn't really solve the problem. So still on the, so government have to change strategy. Government should not be doing the same thing, applying the same approach and expecting a different result. It cannot work. It doesn't work. It never works. So we are calling on government to keep on changing their strategy. And frankly, in this fight against insurgency, terrorism, and banditry, government must be honest. Government must be sincere. Yes, there must be sincerity. Just recently, 169 soldiers retire, and there are so many more they want to retire, and there are many more. And I keep saying that if we want to address the issue of security, not only in all the security forces, we have to address the security of our recruitment process. You know, we need people that are really motivated. You cannot, in Nigeria today, you don't become a soldier on merit. It's very rare. You cannot become a policeman on merit. You cannot become a DSS man on merit. This is where we found ourselves. People will go on recruitment, they will pass the recruitment, and eventually, because they don't have a godfather somewhere, they will not be recruited. How can can you get people who have heart to do the work? How can you have people who, how can you tap from these human resources that Nigeria is blessed with? I am telling you, you can see that some of these VGN, some of these hunters with a den gun. So I don't even agree with the argument that they are saying that the terrorists have better weapons than our security. That argument is not sellable as long as I'm concerned. I have seen where hunters risk their life with den gun. And then they will confront some of these people with automatic guns. In fact, some of them lost their life in the process. I remember when this lecturer from University of Jos, Drenkat, was killed. This man, Mohammed from Naraguta, was killed. He rescued, put his life on the line. He died in the process. But eventually, some of these terrorists were arrested. And unfortunately, during the jailbreak in Jos, some of them escaped. You see how our security agency had been compromised. You cannot tell me that the jailbreak in Jos there is no compromise, because the place is surrounded by area command, A division, police headquarters, DSS headquarters, and then STF headquarters. So it was practically impossible without compromise somewhere for these people to escape. And you know, look at how the arrangement was made. It was on a Sunday. It was on a Sunday afternoon when the morale of the people, the prison guard, were very low, and that was when, behold, the ambush took place. And you know, this was well strategically arranged, and unfortunately, the Buhari regime never set up an investigative panel. No investigative panel. If at all an investigative panel was set up, no report. So you can see that they are just dilly-dallying. They are just playing around Nigerians. And then I go back to the point I was earlier making. Once we are not recruiting people on merit, you know, some of these neighborhood watch vigilante people, they are not being paid.
Yes, they
are not being paid, but they are doing it passionately. So you can see the level of passion. I think when you are considering merit, you should also look at passion. Because there are people who have passion to secure this country, who have passion to safeguard this country, but yet they are not considered when it comes to recruitment.
And it's very true that
because they don't have Godfather here and there.
These people volunteering to ensure security in our neighborhoods must have been people whom have gone through one recruitment or the other exercise or the other and just couldn't get it. And probably they have escaped, or they have won the necessary...
You know, recently I know of a person that I don't want to mention his name, whose house was vandalized simply because he was fighting court-related activities in Genta area. His house was vandalized. As we speak today, he's no longer in the house. When I was discussing with him, I said, why can't you leave this thing? He said if that the reason why he cannot leave it is not because anybody is paying him, it's because he hates injustice. How can people be just sitting down in their barbing salon, then somebody will come with a gun and point and seize all their phones and seize? He said, why should the society be living like that? This is what we call passion. And these are the kind of people that should be recruited. But they are not recruited because they don't have Godfather here and there. And how can we achieve goal? Look, let me tell you, Nigeria is blessed with human resources, but we have terrible process of harnessing those human resources. And once this thing is not addressed, it is just going to be a merry-go-round. It is going to be like a roller coaster, and we will just be going round. So now back to the issue of flood.
Time too.
All right.
Maybe just a minute, please. Just a minute, because we may be having guests in another section. In a minute, I'll beg the crew will just give you a minute, please, Barrister. Let's just say.
Yes, the flooding. You know, it's still sad that up till now they have not ascertained how many people died in the flooding in Maiduguri, because the water is still receding, and then the people are concerned in Maiduguri because of the wild animals that have been washed from the zoo. You know, so the crocodiles, the dangerous snakes, and the other dangerous animals were washed from the zoo. So a lot of things are going on there. We sympathize with Maiduguri, and it is not only Maiduguri. We mentioned Bauchi, so many people also died in Jigawa, and in Jigawa also about 51 people died in flooding. So I think government, some governors have started sending in their donation. We are calling in spirited individuals and private organizations as part of their corporate social responsibility to extend their love to those people they are in their need. There is likely going to be a humanitarian crisis in that area. Time will not allow us to discuss an update concerning PLASEC meeting yesterday with stakeholders in Just North.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister and Professor Pavena. live. And
since we have another segment,
yes.
Let me just tell the people that our community service continues tomorrow.
Yes.
Teaching people how they can empower themselves and how they can invest and what they can do. Tomorrow, we want you to come and ask your questions. We want to listen to you. And we are moving the venue inside the city to the Tekan headquarters. Just come to the Tekan headquarters near the zoo, the Joe Zoo. Okay. Enter the Tekan headquarters by 12 noon tomorrow. We'll be there for this seminar. Once you enter the Tekan headquarters, find out the hall where this seminar is going on tomorrow, 12 noon, and we'll interact. You know, our passion is to see people make it in life, people be successful, especially in this difficult time. So tomorrow, 12 noon at the Tekan headquarters, come around and let's interact together.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill law, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
93.3 FM from the hills of ZINARIYA here in Just North, Plateau State, Nigeria. Today happens to be Friday. In fact, is the 13th day in the month of September, the year 2024. Jamaat Mubarak to my dear Muslim listener and viewer. We are streaming live on Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. You can call me Kobe if you like, and I'll be just fine. This is the second segment of Unity Trend, and it promises to be very, very interesting. This is because we have a big shot today, as usual, in the studio. Okay, let's, the first guest, okay, Comrade Zuma, to say a very big good morning. Comrade Zuma actually is not a first timer. He has always been here, and I thought, why not? Let's have some seats together in the studio. So Zuma, I'll let you say good mornings to our listener and viewer.
Good morning, listeners and viewers.
Oh, that's lovely. Very brief. For what I love it from a comrade. All right. Okay, I have in the studio Dr. Albert Kelong Al-Kali. Okay, the resume here, it's a very impressive one. Okay, PHF, FPSN, FIMC, FPC, PHERM, former National Chairman Associations of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria. That is ACPN, if I did not moderate.
No, it's okay.
And then the past president of Rotary Club of Wuse Central Abuja, the current president of Gumai Unity and Development Organizations. That's GUDO, right? That's the acronym there.
Yes.
And alumni of African Center for Leadership, Strategy and Development, a fellow of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, a fellow of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants. Oh, this is, we can go on and on, but I think we'll just stop here. This is because he has good news for us. The focus of our discussion this morning is on Gumai as a nation, and the president is in here, Dr. Albert. Please, I'll let you say good morning to our listener and our viewer.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, viewers. I'm delighted to be here and happy to be here indeed.
Of course, you should be happy to be here, especially because you are being accompanied by someone who belongs here, Francis. All right. So, sir, let's just begin without waste of time. Can we get to know what Gumai as a nation is all about? We know that Gumai is a blessing to us on the plateau. Gumai is a blessing to Nigeria, and Gumai is a blessing to this world. And so, please, but let's meet Gumai.
Yeah, the Gumai people, we are sited, we are located in the southern part of Plateau, in Shandam, to be specific, and Kwanpan South, and some part of Lantang South. We are a people that have a very rich cultural heritage, and we're very receptive. In Gumai land, you can find virtually every Plateau citizen there, from Birom to Magobol to Ngas to Lantang to Pan, to literally every Plateau citizen is found in Gumai land, because we're very receptive, we're hospitable people, and we engage largely in farming and fishing and of course education.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, that's lovely. And now talking about how hospitable it's Gumai as a person. And now let's talk about some of the things. Well, it has been quite interesting. Sometimes when we have somebody telling us about their people, we tend to ask the leakages, okay, the common food found somewhere. You know, so Gumai, so what are some of these that you can mention, you still remember? Because seeing Abuja in some of the things I read earlier, it's like, I hope you've not forgotten some of these things.
No. Well, we have, like I said, we have very rich cultural heritage, and that has to do with food. Our food too, our most popular delicacy is the Amora Mwalam. We call it Mwalam in Khmer language. Amora. We give it to our visitors, important VIPs. We also have the sesame seeds. They use it to make soup. It's very, very lovely. And there's so many other delicacies that our people make, draw soup and all that. But the Godot, as an umbrella organization, tend to advocate these delicacies. Very soon in the Motna, that is Museum for Traditional Architecture in Nigeria, we have an office there that we will be projecting all these delicacies to the generality of Plateau citizens and visitors, so that people will benefit and people will test those delicacies. Yeah.
Okay, talking about delicacies, so you are assuring our listener and viewer that anytime soon he or she will be able to find it close in the city of Jos here.
Very well, very
no
well.
need to travel all the way.
Very well, very well.
Oh, that's
very
lovely.
well,
Now, tell us about the Gudo. So, your aims and objectives. Before telling us the challenges, what are some of the reasons that there should be such a great organization?
Thank you very much. The Gudo is the Gamai Unity and Development Organization. We have a cardinal objective of uniting our people and advocating for development of the Gamai land. You know, Plateau State is a home of peace and tourism.
Sure, it is.
You cannot have peace when you don't have unity, when you don't have development. As a matter of fact, like I said, cardinal objective being unity. When we took over at the ESCO of Godot, we immediately set into motion preparation for a summit to discuss, to brainstorm on how we can unite our people. And we had about 2 sessions in the Longamais Palace in Shandam, where our people, stakeholders came down, our sons, eminent sons and daughters came down, and we discussed on how to move our people forward. So we cardinally work on unity and development of the Khmer land.
Oh, that's lovely. Maybe I might bring you back into still again talking about the association or yes, but then can we quickly talk about, I know it's very impossible for you to be able to mention all of the wonderful sons and daughters whom have made wonderful contributions in the developments of the state, Plateau State and Nigeria. I know it's very impossible for you to mention all of them. All right, but can you just mention a few? Because some people can only identify with Gamai based on some names, particular names. If mentioned, they say, oh, so okay, so it's Gamai. So please,
a few Gamai prominent sons and daughters. We have Ambassador Yael Kwande, the prominent Gamai son and daughter that has concerned. He's been past president of Godot too. We have His Excellency Ambassador Fidelis Tapun, prominent son of Gamai. We have Her Excellency Dame Pauline Tallinn, prominent daughter of Gamai. We have currently the president of the Court of Appeal, prominent daughter of Gamai. And we have His Excellency Senator Simon Bakololo, immediate past governor of Plateau State, prominent son of Gamai. And we have lots of them that have been in the House of Representative, like the late Gapsuk, prominent son of Gamai, was in the House of Representative in the nation. And we have late Anthony Homsuk, prominent son of Gamai. We have Miscom Lawrence Beyen, prominent son of Gamai. We have Miscom Kevin Kwaplon, who is currently the chairman of the Elders Forum, prominent son of Gamai. We have Honorable Sylvanus Tabun, was Commissioner, Local Government and Chieftaincy of Affairs, prominent son of Gamai. We have there's so many of them.
There is no way, Mr. President, there is no way that you'll be able to say all of this, because we have lots more. And in fact,
and we have a lot of them in the present government, like Honorable Noel Nkup, Commissioner for Sports. We have member of the House, Honorable Joe Bukar, prominent son,
Yes,
and we're happy that yesterday or the day before yesterday, Professor Theodore Mayaki was sworn in, prominent son of Gumai and past president of Gdo.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes.
Okay, tell us some of the things you have as an association to better, the situation in Plateau State. Of course, every association is meant to bring about development, which of course is not an exception with your own association. So what are some of the things you desire to do that will be to the benefit of the entire Plateau people, not necessarily the Gumai alone?
Yeah, using Gdo, we intend to engage the presidents of the various ethnic groups in Plateau State. Already we have a platform. We will be working together to reduce the friction between the various ethnic groups and unite us as a people for the common good of the Plateau citizens and the Plateau State in general. We, so far, will be working on the Itgmai, which is the socio-cultural festival that we have annually. And in that forum, we invite every ethnic nationality within the state and outside the state. When they come, we showcase our culture and we promote interaction, conversations between the various ethnic nationalities to ensure that there's this brotherhood, this bond between us, so that we can continually, converse for the betterment and the development of the state.
Okay, that's lovely. Do you allow your women or ladies to marry across? Do you also take from other people?
Yeah, so we are quite plural. We do allow our ladies to marry from other ethnic nationalities, and we do marry too.
Because I don't know who's to Mazuma. I don't know if you.
Yes, we do marry too from different ethnic nationalities. So it's we do. We do very well.
That's it. But are you that affordable? Because so it is very expensive, and some would say,
no. No, very affordable. It's just that sometimes if there are some things you want to do, if you have the wherewithal to be able to do it, why not? Because marriage is a ceremony, and so if you can afford giving an elaborate ceremony, why not? You should be able to do it. But if you don't, it is not mandatory that you must kill 10 cows or do that. No, we don't follow that. Where we give out our daughter, we're not selling the daughter. It's just some gestures and all that things.
All right, I hope that gesture, I will witness that very soon. Okay, let's just see how, youths actually are becoming, not only youths, times are hard, and that is the excuse with everyone I see. So what are you doing just to make sure the Gumai youth don't tilt towards being nuisance in the society, despite all the hardship that we are facing? Do you have any plans? Have you already engaged on any to make sure you keep them, still being loyal citizens and patriotic?
Thank you very much for the question. It's quite, as a pharmacist, I'm quite aware of, very, very aware of the menace of drug abuse and other social vices. We in the Gdo have the president of the Gumai Youth Movement as an ESCO member. So all our discussions, everything they are doing, we are monitoring them, and they are also observing what we are doing. So we work with them to make sure that the youths are properly engaged in productive activities. We encourage them to mobilize, because every village in Gumai land has a youth leader. And from time to time they have their own council meeting to discuss their challenges and the how to improve upon what they are doing. The Gdo has, as one of its plans, economic development and skill acquisition. We've been reaching out to some of our prominent sons and daughters to see how we can leverage on their positions to sponsor some of these youths in skill acquisition, so that they will be engaged and not be redundant to be distracted to carry out or to do anything that is out of the norms.
All right. It has been back-to-back ever since we came on this very segment of the program this morning. Sir, before I let Zuma give us a little about his desire to hand over this coming Sunday, Mantle of Leadership, that's Farangada Youth, I would want you to again tell us what are those things that you have as challenge as an association?
Yeah, as an association and as a nation, the Gamai nation, I think one of our biggest challenges still remains security. Honestly, especially kidnapping is a worrisome event. I mean, activity around the Southern Plateau, especially around our area. And so I will use this opportunity to appeal to all the security agencies and government to work on ensuring that our people at home are secured, because our people are largely agrarian. They are farmers. And so you cannot farm under insecurity. So that's one of the challenges. Then as an association, the biggest challenge we have is issue of logistics and funding. Because our funding, we have to appeal to prominent sons, we have to reach out to government, we have to, so those are some of the challenges which we are trying to summon by setting up structures that will ensure sustainability, that will ensure that the association doesn't have to every day go cap in hand to seek for funding for its activities.
Okay, again, still before Comrade Zuma say a word, I would still want you to say something about, we have youth. Some of them were actually born in town, outside the geographical location with which the Goma is expected to dominate. And we are people from a culture. So it's your call, so that do you have units where you meet in the city of Jos, so that you encourage people to be part of meetings in the city? Any call like that, sir?
Yeah, we do have zonal meetings within the cities, and there are about 5 or 6 of them in Tudomoda, in Lamingo, in I think Rayfield area, in Locos, and in Zaria Road. We do have regular meetings of our people to brainstorm on our culture, and also to bring to make sure that the little ones that are coming up understand what the culture is all about, and also get to interact and know the various sons and daughters of Gamai that are within the metropolis. In Abuja, it's the same. In Lagos, we have a branch there. They do regular meetings. In Kaduna, they also do. In Makodi, in Akwanga. So and in the diaspora, we have people in the U.S. that are actually having regular meetings and ensuring that they promote the Gamai culture and this. And let me add, please, among the prominent sons, I think I literally call mainly the politicians and all that. We have civil servants, those that have served on the federal level. We have 2 retired federal PAMSECs. One is Architect John Alkali. One is Mrs. Anastasia Wobia. They serve this country at PAMSEC level in the federal civil service.
All right. There's no way, Mr. President, you forgot to
yes,
mention all of them.
just remember.
And in fact, it's just after when we say, "Oh, bye-bye," the program is done, that you begins to have a flow of them. Okay, true. Comrade, please, very quickly. Let's just get to here. I think this will be the last time I'll be hosting you as the youth leader of Farangada community. So what would be your love? I mean, what would you love to tell our listener and viewer, especially those who are comrades, leaders of various communities, especially youth leaders? What's your word to them in a few minutes, please?
My words to them is to encourage them. One is to unify the youth, to be able to be the bridge of every community. Because without the youth, the nation is doomed. And if they don't pay good attention to their youths, they will have them fall apart, being into drugs and other things. And let them be able to see how they can be able to come together, to see how they can be able to foster development within the community, most especially every youth leader must be able to go out to get development to his people, not by you remaining in your area. You have to go out and find opportunity and bring it back home so that you can be able to encourage the youth.
I want to give you this opportunity, comrades. What would be your call to those who would be taking up the mantle of leadership from you and a few of your ESCOs as well? What would be your encouragement to them? I'm sure they are listening right now.
My encouragement to them is for them to stick together and work together.
Work together.
The motto, yes. Yes, can two work together except they agree? That's our motto. And I believe that if they stick together and work together, they are going to bring out the best in Faringada.
All right. I won't let you go until you tell me how, because I'm a witness. I was there when you were going from door to door, telling people, stay away from criminality, stay away from cultism, stay away. I was there. We went around the entire Faringada. I never knew that Faringada is such a large community. So tell me how few of these achievements. I would love other youth leaders to hear this.
All right. When I came on board, I have an abandoned bridge that was there, abandoned borehole. For 4 years, the borehole has not been put to use. Currently now, immediately I entered, I put it into good shape. Right now, as we are speaking, tomorrow I'm going to commission the second borehole being dug by me, in conjunction with partner, with JPRM, Justice, Peace and Reconciliation Movement, JISRA. They offered, I met them and they see the need for them to give me that borehole in which I sang, the borehole within my community. And based on that, they now saw the need for security to help me improve my security, in which they sponsored my training for some of my securities. Yes, they empowered them with torchlights, raincoats. And they also see the improvement, the need for us to be able to have a good environment, clean, based on the motto of the governor. To be able to keep our surrounding clean. They purchase 3 wheelbarrows. For me, 5 rakes, 5 diggers, 5 shovels, to be able to enable me keep the community clean, even as a sustainability project that I can be able to sustain it, even when I'm not on seat. And we'll now look at, by God's grace, tomorrow we'll be having training for 500 women within the community, where they will be teaching them a lot of things. Some will be for soap making, detergent, shampoo, so that they can be able to have something to hold on to. And some will be going for, we'll break it into 2 segmentation, so that they can be able to have a taste of it, at least, being that is going to help them improve. Let it not be that the girl child is free from all these vices. Let them not be vulnerable to
Okay, can you mention 1 or 2 challenges and things or needs of the community? Because this might be the last for me hosting you here to tell the people the needs of your community. 1 or 2, just in a minute, please.
Yes. Faringada is a very large community, but without government intervention there. And yes, most especially the most challenging one is the issue of the road. The road network is very, very, very bad with this rainy season. And it's a community that has we don't have primary school for kids there. So basically we always squat our children, so that's been a challenging time.
All right, thank you very much, Comrade Zuma Ajank, for being in the studio. President, thank you so much. Well, we will continue with you in the next section, President, except for Zuma. Okay, our dear listener and viewer, it's time for a commercial break. We'll be right back, and when we do, it's going to be your time to join the conversation. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill law, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Unity. Unity TV.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad to say welcome back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Permit me to continue on and on saying thank you, dear listener and viewer. Once again, Jamaat Mubarak to our Muslim listener and viewer right now. You are tuned to Unity 93.3 FM from the hills of ZINARIYA here in just North Plateau State, Nigeria. This is the last segment of Unity Train, and for this week, after today, you will not hear from me Saturday and Sunday except Monday, God's willing. And so we pray God in His grace and mercy, whom has given us today to be alive and healthy, would again in His grace and mercy, give us tomorrow, next tomorrow, give us all of this year, next year, give us all the years we have to live as divinely arranged for us to make impact in this life. And I'm sure someone out there is saying amen. So thank you so much. All right, we've been discussing. Our focus today is on Gamai as a people, as a nation. We're so blessed to have them, just in the same way we're so blessed to have other nations, in Plateau State. And so very quickly, before I start receiving your calls and then read out your text messages and also read your comments on Facebook as we are streaming live right now at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos, I would love to introduce another young man, very vibrant. And I tell you, this man is full of talents. It's not a day to talk about himself, but it's a day to talk about the need of Alheri as a community. And so I let Comrade Raymond DIA, to come your way with a big good morning, and of course, what he feels the Alheri community, are bothered with.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. All right. So, very briefly, before I start receiving calls, so what do you think Alheri as a community is in their need?
Oh, yes. Alheri is encompassed or is surrounded by so many needs, numerous needs that time will not really permit me to name them all. But then first, one of the needs is that we are in dire need of primary health care. Primary health care. This is something that has been eating the community up. Sometimes a pregnant woman would want to, she's pregnant and then about giving birth. Before we get to the hospital, all of that, there's no easy access to primary health care within our community. And all of that. As a result, we've lost people. As a result, we've lost, people in our community. And then secondly, sir, we are in need of government primary schools. Government primary schools.
In terms of health and education.
Oh, yes, health and education.
Basically, that's what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about, of course, you have made that submissions earlier on that there is no way you'll be able to enlist or say all of what you have as a need in a community. But what about power supply? Are you in band A?
Yes, that's one of my lineups captures the power supply. It's very important. We need more transformers in our community. There's power, outbreak, power shortage. We really need more transformers in our community. Sometimes we experience blackout. Sometimes, the other side of the community do not have light, the other has, and then we're rationing and all of that. This is really eating us up in our community. So we need more transformers in our community.
Oh, I see. So about youth development, Alheri, just like every other community that we have, not only Alheri actually.
Oh, yes, sir.
Not only youth, but of course the conversation has always been that the youth has, have turned out to be some nuisance in our communities, and that has always been. But in the true sense of it, it's not only youth. But how have you been dealing with issues of having people, turn out to be problem to other people in the community?
First of all, what we do is we try to draw them close and not condemn them. We create an atmosphere that will accommodate. Yes, that will accommodate everyone, regardless whatever you're doing. In every form of assault, we invite you. We have a dialogue. We discuss about these things, and then secondly, we try to see those who are jobless or doing nothing, and so we engage them doing something. We try to. We have about 6 to 7 now. We've sponsored single-handedly. We've sponsored learning one trade or the other. Well, some are learning barbering, some are learning catering services, and all of that. And then also that's exactly what we're doing, and we want to do more. We want to do more.
Earlier on, your comrade friend said you don't have to stay home. You have to go out there and get people who would come, support your initiatives. I think you're doing the same. But how about I was at Alheri, Alheri to be precise, and I saw the erosion there. It's eating very fast, and Equa Church Alheri are doing a wonderful thing and trying to is either to delay or even because there is hardly that effort will end that erosion. It can only delay it. So are you aware? And a number of houses must have fallen into that ditch. I know, and then I saw a few of them were like, it was just yesterday, the day I went, that they fell in. So Are you aware as a youth body, and you have any plans to rescue the situation?
Oh yes, we have. In our own capacity, we've taken a shot videos and photos of that, and then we posted on social medias, and then we had response from an organization, an NGO. They responded saying that they want to intervene to control the erosion, and we've been on and on, following protocols upon protocols, and then we've actually partnered with the major communities that are so affected by the erosion threat. Lapata, Alhiri, and Angwasoya. We met and when we dialogued, we wrote a letter and we submitted again to an NGO, and they responded. Yesterday they came, and there was a reconnaissance survey already. They were plotting, taking positions and all of that, hoping that sooner or later the work will begin, construction to control that erosion.
I learned from my research that many years ago there was this mining activities that went on there. Probably that too is as a result of the mining activities that went on many years ago. And so now we are faced with the impacts, the effects of mining sites around us. Okay. So, Mr. President, do you have a word to say concerning the unity of Plateau? Maybe a general call, not only to the Gamai people, before we start picking our codes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, Plateau, it's a beautiful state. Plateau has one of the greatest climate in the country in general. We as a people, we must unite to make sure that Plateau states go beyond the level it is now. I will encourage good neighborliness. In peace building, you have actually 8 pillars of positive peace.
Okay.
And one of the main pillars that is relevant in this situation now is good neighborliness. I want all the ethnic nationalities in Plateau State to be good neighbors. We in the Gamai land, we are good neighbors with the Tarok, we are good neighbors with the Tel, we are good neighbors with the Pan. Let's build on that to ensure that we are good neighbors with each other, to project the unity, to ensure that the state stays together and attract tourists to the state. So I will encourage the ongoing conversation between the presidents of all the ethnic nations and nationalities in Plateau State. We're having a meeting tomorrow on Saturday to really increase the bonding and the brotherliness between us, so that we can really support government to achieve more for our people. On the government side, for us to have peace, for us to have unity, we must have peace. And as part of the pillars of peace, 8 pillars of peace, is good and functioning government. Government must deliberately execute its programs to ensure that the people benefit from it, and government must create a sound economic environment, which is also a pillar, to ensure that the youths are able to strive into business and get things to do, so that the economy of the state will improve. Government must also ensure that there is low level of corruption. It's a pillar in peace, in the positive peace, that low level of corruption, so that the funds available to government will be enough to at least take care of most of the problems that we have in the state. So the ongoing conversation between the ethnic nationalities, please, let's keep it on. Let's be good neighbors. Let's be good hosts also to the visitors to our state, so that we'll project the ideals or the motto of Plateau as being the home of peace and tourism. Tourism can only strive when you have peace, and peace you have peace when you have this unity among the ethnic nationalities, and everybody sees the other person as a brother, and we working out together.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, very quickly, our dear listener and viewer, it's time to start picking your calls. You can just call me 07032353315 and on Facebook at Unity Radio FM /TV Jos. And the same you have for our WhatsApp channel too. And for text messages, it's 0808-478-9999. If you call, just tell me your name and location in 1 minute. I beg of you, 1 minute. We're talking about seconds here. Okay, about 50, 55. Oh, if you can just be generous enough, let it be some sort of maybe 55 seconds. I would truly appreciate. This is not because your submission is not relevant or important or significant, but this is because we want to have as many other opinions as possible. So on Facebook, I have this one. It says it's from Paul Tramen. He said, "Well done, the presenter. Good watching you live on my phone." Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Okay, Paul. And Ishak Nasser said, "Good morning, Kobe." Is a line one here. But before I read, permit me to start picking calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for calling. Your name, please.
I am Bashir one time, don't call it.
Let's have you in a minute. Go on.
Please help me to ask the person whether you have political ambition. We are going to give, if yes, we are going to give him full support.
No problem.
We see potential on him.
Thank you very much.
But you should make his idea.
All right,
thank you very much.
Okay, Prof, you ought to make your decisions because Don Koli and a few others are saying they're just waiting to see you make a call that you want to do something politically. Hello, good morning. Good morning. All right, is it roll call? 070-3235-3315 is the studio line to be live with us and make your submissions. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, this is Mohammed.
Okay, Mohammed, it's good to have you. Have a minute, please.
Yes, my greeting to His Excellency, my President, the meeting with Prof. The Attorney General, and the Minister for Information.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes, a lot of people have been agitating and clamoring.
All right. Yes.
After we contributed money for various presidency, at the end of the day,
all right. Okay.
We have people like Prof. Hand over, that you handle this level of responsibility.
Okay.
I believe we are going to do something very fantastic and fundamental. So we are begging in the name of God.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Good morning, Kubi and the Prof, the barrister, and the guest in the studio. Keep up the good work. The high rate of kidnapping and banditry and other forms of insecurity is worrisome and disturbing these days. Where do we get it wrong? What is the problems? Why will well-organized, trained, and professional security agencies find it difficult to bring an end to issues of insecurity? Definitely something is wrong somewhere, and the security agencies wake up so as address such problems. Remain blessed, and thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for calling. Your name?
My name is Sagawaki Folu from Bukuru.
That's lovely. So what do we have from you?
No problem, but as you have mentioned the elders of Gamai, you didn't mention my name of my granddaughter.
Yes, of course. There's no way you mention all of you. Thank God you called me.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Okay. Thank God it has been established that there is no way. There is just no way. So, good morning to the great minds in the studio. God bless you for your unbiased analysis and always educating the people of Plateau State. We are super happy to have you in the state. A happy Jamaat Kareem to all Muslims, Ummah, and a happy weekend to everyone in Plateau State. May peace continue to reign in Plateau State. Azi Felix, George Crested, don't fail off from Rukubaro. Thank you, Azi George, for your message on our Facebook platform. Let's see what we can do, especially concerning text messages. 0808-478-9999 for text messages. Very quickly, this one said, good morning, Kobe, barrister, and the Prof. Issues of clearing of all forms of banditry, kidnappings, Boko Haram, the terrorists, the robbers, and insecurity generally. If the government wants to acquire all forms of insecurity within 24 hours, consider it done. Just to forget. Do you think that these terrorists are stronger than the government? Nigeria is awesome. Barrister, Okay, I want to see Mr. President's residence for his interview and advise him put me through since the National Assemblies can't draw his attention. So, Prof, congratulations on your successful occasions. Amy Longs from Agingi. Thank you, Amy Longs from Agingi. Good morning, Mr. Kobe. Good morning, Professor and the barrister. Honestly, the federal government and military have give the bandits more than enough chance. But please don't call the line, the text message line, please. Okay, but the more military allow them to more harmful they do to the country, maybe until they kidnap every family in Zamfara. Otherwise, we can. Okay, why can we use local tradition hunters, no matter how the law 2G disappears or change the another creations? We can get some people. Please don't call the studio line. He's planned within themselves village. Thank you, Ismail Isa Jos and Shano. Thank you, Ismail Isa. A text message there. Another text message, Bulus Uhoman Esther in Faringada. Good morning. Kobe, the professor and the barrister in the studio. May Allah reward you both for the great work you are doing out there. May God help us in this country called Nigeria. Happy Jumat Mubarak to our Muslims, the faithful out there. And happy Sunday in advance. We pray for better Nigeria of our dreams. And Esther Bulus Uhoman in Faringada. Another caller. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. All right, morning to all. Life is questions we can't answer, and that is an answer we can't question. May we be blessed to pass our questions, answers. May Allah, in His infinite mercy, direct our steps to be the best of all directions. Be a good neighbor and good character. Evaluate yourself every day. Okay. Thank you. And this one is from May Moko Hassan. Okay, Hassan G. I want to believe that is it. All right. I think I should be rounding up now because it should be time for us to say bye-bye. And we're still encouraging that to be part of the program tomorrow at Tekan headquarters near CBN and Zoo. Okay, just try to be there tomorrow by 12 o'clock. Tomorrow by 12 o'clock. Okay, it's been Saturday. Very quickly, what will be your parting words, sir? Maybe I should start with my youth leader, so that you might find something to advise the youth leader, of course. Comrades, what will be your parting words?
Oh, yes. First, I would want to build on the aspect of unity, just like one of our fathers said, that we should, a nation or a state, whatever, can only thrive on the basis of unity. When there's unity, then there's progress. When there's unity, then there is flourishing. The nation will flourish, and the state will flourish. When there's unity, even our youth members will be able to thrive in every area of endeavor. So basically, that's one, my parting word of my final remark for this session.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade. Sir, over to you. Your parting words, please.
Thank you very much. Still on unity, I want the youths. The youths are actually the engine room for any nation, for any organization, for any state, for any nation. The youths should mobilize themselves to support structures that enhance the unity of the state. I will call on all ethnic nationalities, everybody in Plateau State, please, let's be good neighbors. Let's work together and ensure that we support the government to deliver on their mandates, and we hold the government to accountable in all their actions. I will also encourage our brothers and sisters to come down to Shandam by the 31st of December to join us to see the culture of the Gamai. We are very hospitable people. We are people that encourage unity. We are people that love to be among others. So let's come and celebrate Plateau State in Shandam, and let the government also on its part do the needful to ensure that things work well, so that this state will be among the first in this nation.
That it's meant to be.
Yes.
The first that it's meant to be. By natural endowment,
Yes.
you know, God has given us virtually everything.
Oh, yes.
You can imagine, even this they call Kuza.
Yeah.
Just behind you, you just go around and then here you have it.
Exactly.
This is what other countries don't seem to have.
Yes.
Yes, so we are so blessed. All right. This one says, I am Emmanuel from Rockhaven, Jos. I have been enjoying your program. Thank you for speaking the minds of the masses. There is the case where some primary school teachers who were to retire, but the local government extended their years of service to 5 years. But up to now, they have not been paid. Almost 1 year. They have not been paid, especially Mango local government area. And he continues saying, good morning, Mr. Presenter. It was quite unfortunate. A man beat his 5-year-old boy with electric cable and tore his skin just because the boy revealed that he is not feeding well at home. Is it a crime? They say that I'm not satisfied. Which his father became angry with the small boy. Even posted it with details on Facebook, with the details about 2 weeks ago from Pam Dun King, Bukuru Express. Thank you. Okay, yesterday being 12th of September 2024, there was the book launch of one of the oldest staff of Nakam Memorial Secondary School, Panyam, who have led the students to international competition, which Nakam in Jets competition came third and second in the world, respectively. He wrote a book titled Nakam at 50. He wrote it about one of a renowned missionary who was the principal of Nakam Memorial Secondary School, Panyam Boys Secondary School, Gindri United Tabernacles College, Jarawan, Kogi, and so many schools on the plateau and Kaduna as well. Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Silas Daniel Damwesh, retirement service, will be coming very soon. And thank you. And I think with this, we've come to the end of today's editions. Before I say bye-bye, a lady called me yesterday just to lay her complaint that she parked her vehicle, but it was stolen just before she come back. Okay, somewhat around the Hill Station. Okay, just opposite the old palace, Bongom Jos Palace there. You know, as you go down up the hills, going down to Tudunwada before the bridge. I want to say, sister, dear mother, God who allow you to still be alive will find a way of making sure he takes charge of this situation. I know it's so sad. The vehicle is RHS 839SK. Okay, a vehicle type saloon. Chassis number is 5Y2SM648X32461643 model Vibe. Thank you. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for being in the studio.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Dear listener and viewer, oh my, tomorrow don't forget 6:30, Faringada Bridge. Radio Amido and his team cleaning the environment. The crew who made this possible, I truly appreciate. Have a lovely weekend. See you on Monday for another interesting edition of Unity Train. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.